Today is May 12th, 2025, and this is Read Through the Bible.
Yep, and we are recording this on Sunday night.
We are.
After having celebrated a Mother's Day.
We had what I thought was a really nice day.
It was very special.
Yep, we met up with our daughter, Carissa, and her family at Starved Rock State Park, which is halfway, that's an equal distance for both of us. And we did some hiking and had a wonderful dinner at a restaurant. So, really nice.
Yep, it was very nice. And you talked with your mom tonight?
Yes, talked to my mom. Yeah.
And, had a great time. Yep. Well, thank you for all you mothers out there. I think one of the traditions we have at Rock Valley Bible Church that I love is for Mother's Day, we have got coffee gift cards, Starbucks, or this time it was Meg's coffee place, and I personally hand out all of the $5 gift certificate, credit card, or whatever, gift cards to all the ladies in the church. And I just love putting smiles on people's faces. And there was someone who came up to me and just said, "Oh, I've got one for my mother and my sister and my wife who are here today." And I said, "Okay, no, I will go give them cards."
Because you want to be the bearer.
I want to do that,
yes.
The gift. And I get so much joy from that. So appreciate all the mothers at Rock Valley Bible Church. Okay, so we are today, we're going to read Numbers 16 and 17. And just again, we're going to see some severe judgment coming in chapter 16.
Right. And we are in a section here, 13 to 19, where they are mostly in one location, but there's just a lot of stories of complaining and rebellion.
Yeah.
Many, and severe consequences as well.
Here's some severe consequences coming to you.
Yep. Okay. 16 verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with a number of the people of Israel, 250 chiefs of the congregation, chosen from the assembly, well-known men. This is like a coup.
Well, yeah, we saw that in chapter 12 with Miriam and Aaron complaining against Moses, and now we have people from the congregation, 250 of them.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. Verse 3, they assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far. For all in the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" Which is kind of like what Miriam and Aaron were complaining about against Moses in chapter 12.
Yeah, has God only spoken through you?
Yeah.
Same thing.
So just jealous of their leadership.
Yeah.
Verse 4, when Moses heard it, he fell on his face. And he said to Korah and all his company, "In the morning the Lord will show who is his and who is holy, and will bring him near to him. The one whom he chooses, he will bring near to him. Do this. Take censers, Korah and all his company, put fire in them and incense on them before the Lord tomorrow. And the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the Holy One. You have gone too far, sons of Levi." And Moses said to Korah, "Hear now, you sons of Levi. Is it too small a thing for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel to bring you near to himself, to do service in the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister to them? And that he has brought you near him, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you? And would you seek the priesthood also? Therefore, it is against the Lord that you and all your company have gathered together. What is Aaron that you grumble against him?"
Yeah, these are the sons of Levi who were special, that they were able to do all the things of the Lord. I mean, Kohath, who's going to rebel, Korah, who's going to rebel here, is a son of Levi, so he is like one of these priestly people. And yet it's never good enough. Right. It's often it's not good enough.
Well, and Korah is a son of Izhar, son of Kohath, so he's a Kohathite.
Yeah, so dealing with the inner utensils.
Like the most holy things.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant, but he's just maybe not a priest, and so he wants priesthood.
Right.
And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, "We will not come up. Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, that you must also make yourself a prince over us? Moreover, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of the fields and vineyards. Right? He hasn't done that because they've rebelled and refused to take the land.
Right.
So it's like Moses' fault that they refused and rebelled. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. And Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them, and I have not harmed one of them.
Verse 16, and Moses said to Korah, be present, you and all your company, before the Lord, you and they, and Aaron tomorrow. And let every one of you take his censer and put incense on it. And every one of you bring before the Lord his censer, 250 censers, and you also, and Aaron, each his censer. That's C-E-N-S-E-R. It must be, it's some kind of worship, like maybe to hold
incense or something like that. Mm-hmm. You put fire on it and incense, something like that. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so every man took his censer and put fire in them and laid incense on them and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. So here's where the Lord's going to show his choice of who's holy and who's not.
It's amazing how he does it. Just stay tuned to watch the story if you don't know what's happening. And the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among the congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
Wow.
Right, here's God again, ready to destroy all the people of Israel. And they fell on their faces, oh God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, saw one man sin, and we be angry with all the congregation? And the Lord said to Moses, saying, say to the congregation, get away from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. So I was going to destroy everyone. Moses prayed, we're just going to destroy these of the house of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
Verse 25, then Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, depart, please, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be swept away with all their sins. So basically, punishment is going to come to their tents, to their households, and people need to stay away.
Otherwise, you'll incur the wrath of God as well.
Yeah, verse 27. So they got away from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents together with their wives, their sons, and their little ones. And Moses said, hereby you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, and that it has not been of my own accord. He's saying the Lord sent me. Yeah, but he sent me. He chose me. Verse 29. If these men die, as all men die, or if they are visited by the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. So like if basically they die a natural death in natural timing. Verse 30, but if the Lord creates something new and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into Sheol, then you shall know that these men have despised the Lord.
It's a pretty big proof.
Yeah.
And as soon as he'd finished speaking all these words, the ground underneath them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households, and all the people who belonged to Korah and all their goods. So they and all that belonged to them went down alive into Sheol, that is just the grave, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. And all Israel who were around them fled at their cry, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up. And fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men offering the incense.
Wow.
It's amazing.
It must have been terrifying.
Judgment's coming upon you guys, and if you just die, you know the Lord's not with me. But if something comes up, and maybe say the earth opens up and swallows you all, then you know that the Lord has followed me, and that's exactly what happened. It's amazing.
Okay, verse 36. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, to take up the censers out of the blaze. Then scatter the fire far and wide, for they have become holy. As for the censers of these men who sinned at the cost of their lives, let them be made into hammered plates as a covering for the altar, for they offered them before the Lord, and they became holy. Thus they shall be a sign to the people of Israel. So Eleazar the priest took the bronze censers, which those who were burned had offered, and they were hammered out as covering for the altar, to be a reminder to the people of Israel, so that no outsider, who is not of the descendants of Aaron, should draw near to burn incense before the Lord, lest he become like Korah and his company, as the Lord said to him through Moses.
But on the next day, all the congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and against Aaron. I mean, boy, you'd think they'd learn their lesson. Like, God is for them. They should be feared.
Wow.
And saying, you have killed the people of the Lord. Like, God is the one who opened up the earth. It's God who killed them, not Moses and Aaron. And when the congregation had assembled against Moses and against Aaron, they turned toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it. And the glory of the Lord appeared, and Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of the meeting, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, get away from the midst of this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell on their faces yet again. And Moses said to Aaron, take your censer and put fire on it from off the altar, and lay incense on it, and carry it quickly to the congregation, and make atonement for them, for wrath has gone out from the Lord, and the plague has begun. Now, one of the things here about Moses is that Moses, in the Old Testament, is like a mediator between the people of Israel and God. And it just shows, like in a shadowy way, how we need a mediator. We need someone like Moses to intercede for us, so that when we sin in this way, Moses can come and he can tell Aaron what to do so that an atonement can be made. And that's ultimately points us to Jesus, that in our sin, we need someone to come and help us and deal with our sin for us.
He's the mediator, and he's the sacrifice.
Yes.
And he's the priest.
Well, yeah, that's what Jesus is. But Moses kind of teaches about this mediatorial rule, this how he's a mediator, right?
Yes.
So Aaron took it, as Moses said, and ran into the midst of the assembly, and behold, the plague had already begun among the people, and he put the incense and made atonement for the people, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague stopped. Now those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died in the affair of Korah. And Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting when the plague was stopped.
Wow, 14,700 died from the plague, and then the 250 plus more with Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and
so there's a lot going on here with the censers and everything like that. But I think if you just remember Korah, Dathan, and Abiram rebel and swallowed by the earth, that'd be helpful. Maybe remember this 14,700 died by the plague. That might be helpful as well.
Yep.
Okay, chapter 7.
It all has to do with complaining, and here it's complaining against Moses and Aaron's leadership.
Yep. Chapter 17.
Okay, 17. Verse 1. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel, and get from them staffs, one for each father's house, from all their chiefs, according to their father's houses, 12 staffs. Write each man's name on his staff, and write Aaron's name on the staff of Levi. For there shall be one staff for the head of each father's house. Then you shall deposit them in the tent of meeting before the testimony where I meet with you. And the staff of the man whom I choose shall sprout. Thus I will make to cease from me the grumblings of the people of Israel, which they grumble against you.
God says he's going to do this, so he stops the grumbling. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, but just to authenticate God's chosen leader.
Again, he did that already with Moses.
Right. So verse 6, Moses spoke to the people of Israel, and all their chiefs gave him staffs, one for each chief, according to their father's houses, 12 staffs. And the staff of Aaron was among their staffs. And Moses deposited the staffs before the Lord in the tent of the testimony.
So these staffs are like sticks that they just kind of put in this tent of testimony, everyone's name on them. And on the next day, Moses went into the tent of the testimony. Behold, the staff of Aaron, the stick for the house of Levi, had sprouted, put forth buds, and produced blossoms, and it bore ripe almonds the next day. And on the stick, so just imagine a stick that you take from a tree that doesn't have anything, and it grows these buds and blossoms. Then Moses brought out all the staffs from before the Lord to all the people of Israel, and they looked, and each man took a staff, and the Lord said to Moses, put back the staff of Aaron before the testimony to be kept, as a sign for the rebels, that you may make an end of their grumblings against me, lest they die. So did Moses, as the Lord commanded him, so he did. So this staff was eventually placed in the Ark of the Covenant to remain in there kind of
Aaron's
society.
rod that budded, or Aaron's staff that budded. Verse 12, and the people of Israel said to Moses, behold, we perish, we are undone, we are all undone. Everyone who comes near to the tabernacle of the Lord shall die. Are we all to perish?
It's a great question. Mm-hmm. Okay, so chapter 17, the ESV says Aaron's staff buds. But some is from all the 12 staffs, Aaron rod buds is a sign. It's a sign to stop the grumbling.
Right, to authenticate Aaron's leadership.
Yep. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.